Hey there, guys, it's Kibbles and Bits, and I'm back with another replay, but this time, we've got a special guest. His name, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm EonShiKeno.
That's right, we've got EonShiKeno, also known as Matthew. Here, joining Andrew, we're going to be casting a fantastic ZVT here from the Eastern, probably was played in the East, but Electronic Sports World Cup. And his FXOqxc here in the bottom left versus his Zerg opponent, spawning here in the bottom right, EGMachine. And, you know, they can probably see the mini-map, Eon, but what map is this taking place on?
This would be Shikoros Plateau.
So, kind of like to see some of QXC's playstyle. I don't know, Eon, I'm pretty sure if you guys haven't followed EonShiKeno, check him out. It's EonShiKeno. Check out his YouTube. How many videos now have you casted?
Something around 500.
So you have
quite a few.
I'm thinking at this point you have to have seen a ZVT with QXC in it, right?
Oh yes, definitely.
But
I can't recall offhand what his standard strategy is. His ZVT playstyle.
Not doing your research. What is this? What is this, Matt? I thought this was important to you.
I'm kind of familiar with Machine's play, but yeah. Not so much QXC's as of recently. There's just so many players to follow.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
So we got a fast hatch going down for Machine.
Yeah, and that's gonna do pretty well versus this. I'm looking right now at QXC. He's got his gas going down, so no 2-rex pressure, which I mean, isn't too uncommon to see on Shikoros Plateau. I don't think it works too particularly well, but Machine is coming in now, just poking up there, and
yeah, he needs to get in there and scout that out. Why is he not going in there?
He's not trying to take a peek at this gas. He didn't even check with the Overlord to see if there was a gas on the right-hand side.
Yeah, he didn't scout with his drone. He had the opportunity, and he doesn't know if there's a fast expansion or a gas. I mean, I guess he's going to find out eventually once that Overlord kind of goes all the way around, but I don't know. I usually prefer to even suicide my drone in there just to make sure there is a gas or make sure there isn't a gas, one or the other.
Yeah. I was thinking, maybe he transiting down those drones a little early, I think, trying to fend off that Marine, but it hadn't even arrived. Machine really missing a few timings here. With not knowing when that Marine was exactly going to pop out, and I think that's what he's afraid of. I think that's
he's already thrown down a spine crawler. He's playing extremely safe. I can't complain against that. I love people who play safe, but sometimes maybe just a little too safe. I mean, look at QXC. He's made one Marine and he already forced a spine crawler.
Yeah, it's a great when you manage to be that. Actually, he does have 2 Marines out, but with Machine laying down that spine crawler, I mean, it's 100 minerals, and he loses a drone, while QXC virtually losing nothing there. Now he's going to transition into Hellions, but that is going to be nice for Machine that he already does have that spine crawler down.
Yeah, it won't be completely useless to deal with the Hellions, which would be nice. So
I'm looking at QXC now. I mean, we got a command center going down. We're about to approach the 515, so that's a relatively, it's on Shikoros Plateau. It's not too surprising to me. It is a really macro-oriented map, but these Hellions will give QXC the map control to be able to keep Machine from responding by taking a quick third.
Yeah, I think that's what he's hoping for. Deny some creep tumors and maybe get some scouting information if at all possible. Machine did take guys off gas, so he's going to start, getting as many minerals as possible and making 8 Zerglings.
Yeah, and he's going to need a few more Zerglings or more Queens or Spine Crawlers or something more to deal with this. There are 4 Hellions out now, and looking at QXC, he is, shifting back the factory now, actually making a 5th Hellion. So, also researching Blue Flame. So, QXC's really going to look for the map control here, and maybe even, make an attempt to force Mutas or Roaches or some type of fast or alternate tech route out of Machine so that he can respond to the expansion that QXC is taking. But this Queen's got to be careful not to go down.
Yeah, we have a starport coming up here from QXC. I think we're going to see some blue flame drops. We're going to see some toasted and roasted drones.
So QXC is actually lifting off that command center right now and flying that out to the natural. These Hellions kind of just poking in, poking out, trying to find somewhere to slip in, any opportunity they can get. And I like how Machine's already moving his Overlords into positions to scout for things like drops, and this Overlord is going to let him see when SCVs do eventually transfer down to that natural. So.
And Machine is going to wisely move that first Spine Crawler up, which is going to be able to keep those Hellions kind of a little bit lower down that ramp.
Yeah, and you know, even if he does try to make some sort of a run by into the main, it's pretty much going to be absolutely impossible. Well, now he is moving, in fact, that second Spine Crawler up. So that's going to just absolutely put a stop on those Hellions. And I think the usefulness of these Hellions really now is, wow, besides killing all of those Zerglings.
Oh, I don't know how effective that was for Machine. I mean, he did get 2 Hellions, but he lost about half of his Zerglings.
You know, I think what he's going for here is he's trying to get a little bit of map control. Because he knows, you know, he wants to take a third. Right now, he does see these SCVs playing out from QXC, and he knows you cannot go 2 base versus 2 base against a Terran all day. So, since he can't take a third, I think his response at this point, he does want to drop the Spire.
Oh, he's going to do some elevatoring Marines, and Hellion's going to get into the main here, and those Spine Crawlers are going to be completely useless.
Wow,
he's
yeah,
get high ground.
This could be a really big mess for Machine.
He's going to lose 3 Overlords too, probably.
Machine now trying to morph in some Banelings to be able to do something to this, but I don't think he has Baneling speed research. The second Overlord going down now. And there goes all 3.
Huge supply block for Machine. And Zergling's getting a little too close, getting toasted from the low ground. Can't even see those blue flames, losing
Looks
a
like
queen.
He's gonna lose another queen. Oh, he manages not to lose. Oh, he does lose yet another queen.
Out of there.
So, a lot of damage right now to Machine. He's 1,100 resources down to 650 at the moment.
Yeah, this is not going well for Machine at all. Just he was not ready for that.
So a third going down right now for QXC, as well as 2 additional gas, trying to snipe an additional Overlord here, but it looks like, where is that medevac? That medevac just gotten safely back into a position. Actually, QXC scouting the drone, trying to lead for EGMachine and continuing to deny this third. So these Blue Flame Hellions have really done a lot of damage, and I'm curious to see with these 7 Mutalisks on the way, what he's going to choose to do with them.
He's going to have to turn this game around with these Mutalisks, because right now Machine is in a really bad position. He's going to have to use these Mutalisks to deal some damage, but unfortunately for him, QXC is throwing at missile turrets. He's got some really good star sense on those timings.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Look at QXC's refinery at his expansion.
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, stacking up a lot
palm.
of stacking up a lot of SCVs there. I don't know if you guys caught that, but for about a second there, we got on the camera, and all of those SCVs were in fact stacked on that right refinery.
Those have been there since he put down that expansion.
Ouch. Yeah, at some point he moved. You know what? I think it was when the refineries wrapped up, because he actually he had units mining on that for a little while. But look, even now he's over. He's still got 4 on that refinery. So a little bit of, you know, a lack of control here from QXC. Really too focused on this contain, I think, where it, you know, it's been broken.
The mutas are out, but I don't know how much damage they're going to be able to do. Maybe snipe
off
this
if they can get this siege tank, or this siege tech. Oh, and he really wants to get that. Yep, even sacrificing a few mutas to get that.
Oh. Nice.
So, yeah, how you doing on time? We're approaching 12:30 in right about now. So, got mutas returning home, and, you know, I think he snipes that siege tech, and he does lose a few Mutalisks there. What do you think about that? I feel like that was the right choice. It's going to make, well, it looks like QXC might be opting to, no, I think, you know, he's just looking to fortify this third he's taking. But it is, you know, it puts QXC, or I'm sorry, Machine in a position where he can feel safe to drone, because he knows QXC does not have siege drone.
Yeah, he only has 1 siege tank out, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. But it definitely will boost his confidence knowing that he took out some siege tech that was researching.
So that third wrapping up for Machine right now, and he very quickly takes both gas. With how Muta Bane, you know, Mutaling Bane does require a good amount of gas, especially when your opponent has as many Marines as QXC's rocking right now. So I like that decision from him, even opting to take a very quick 4th. And that's exactly what he needs to try to get himself back into this at this point.
Kind of surprised QXC hasn't started his next upgrade for his bio. Still just one attack upgrade. He's got that engineering bay up. He can easily start another upgrade, but it looks like he's going to go in and apply some pressure, take out some creep tumors.
I like that decision from QXC. I'd like to see him back out at this point. He's forced 28 Zerglings we see right now from Machine, and that's, you know, that's the type of thing you need to be doing as a Terran player, is poking in there. If you can, take out a few creep tumors, drop a scan, and then get out of there. You slow down their economy a lot, and a Terran on 3 base can be a very scary Terran, as long as you don't let, you know, the Zerg player get too out of control macro-wise. Killing a few Banelings there, definitely can't disagree with that.
And QXC likes what he sees. Looks like he's going to push in.
Great splits going down there from QXC. I really liked how he split that entire army up. Those Banelings just, you know, really not doing enough damage, but, you know, those 28 Zerglings definitely did factor in. I would have liked to see QXC pull back after making the push into the middle of the map. He waited too long, in all honesty.
And it looks like these Mutalisks are going to finally clean up this little bit of an attack, kill off the rest of these Medivacs. But I think Machine played that wrong. His army went in, and then most of it died, and then the Mutalisks show up. So that fight could have initially went a lot better for Machine if his Mutalisks were in a proper position to attack.
Yeah, just
along
having
with
that
the rest of his army.
Additional DPS, you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge help. You know, because the Marines are too busy firing at the Zerglings, the Mutas basically get free hits off.
And he flew him in after all that was over, so the Marines were just getting free shots on those Mutalisks.
Yeah, probably just a little bit of miscontrol there, but it does, you know, Machine, okay, just getting spread out right now. I saw him mobilizing his army. I was wondering if he was planning on getting aggressive there, but, you know, he is droning pretty heavily right now. 10 additional drones, so I feel like Machine's feeling in a pretty good position at this point. QXC is barely holding the middle map. He's got 2 siege tanks and, you know, a ball about 25 Marines. It looks like he wants to lay down some turrets there even, so I wonder, it looks like maybe we're going to see a counterattack of some sorts from Machine at this point.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to take out these rocks, maybe. Nope, looks like he's going to decide not. He's just going to try and attack this 3rd base with the Mutalisks.
That's not going to work too well. His Marines are coming in pretty quickly to respond.
Might be able to take out some more tech labs here on this factory. He's making, what is that, 3 tanks at once?
Yeah, that's really going to slow down tank production. Yeah, those tanks spawn in immediately. QXC can't continue outputting tanks. I mean, his tank count was already pretty low. So sniping lots of turrets here, you know, that is going to force a lot of turrets to be rebuilt. But the problem is, you know, it's not really like, if you're going to go for this type of, like, turret sniping, you really want to do it to force your opponent to pull back from, like, an aggressive move, you know?
Yes, QXC just went for a drop on the top side of the map, and Machine cleaned it up pretty handily.
Yeah. You know what? I unfortunately missed out on that one with my shoddy camera work, but following these Mutalisks around as they're just, like, trying to rampage the terrain here. But I mean, I'm looking right now. QXC's got 2 siege tanks by his main, and, like, you know, siege tanks don't do that well against Mutas.
Yeah, I don't think they patched that yet.
Totally imba. It's obnoxious how bad they are.
Even some bunkers now being placed, so QXC really wants to cut this map in half. And he's holding on to both those Zelnaga towers pretty well. We have a Machine with his 4th base up and running at the top, getting that gas up and going, even as a spine crawler down there. 2 queens at that one. It looks like some Mutas are going to go do some more harassment at the main of QXC.
Continuing to snipe out turrets here, and, you know, that does help keep QXC busy, I guess, in a way, but it's not really going to be hampering his mineral count too heavily. He is getting on a 4th base at this point. There's just a nice little burrowed Zergling about to be cleaned up there, but I'll say the one thing I think I really like out of Machine's play here is that he continues to take out these tech labs. He's keeping the siege tank count extremely low from QXC, and maybe we're going to see a transition. I do see ground upgrades wrapping up, and he's getting pathogen glands. So I'm curious if we're going to see a transition here into, like, a mass Ling and Fester, or maybe some mixing in of some Ultralisks, as he isn't too hesitant to just let these Mutalisks die to those Marines right there.
There are 3 Thors coming out, so...
Yeah, 3 Thors about to pop right at this moment, and he's going to have to rebuild some tech labs, though, after those pop. There they go. So we'll see if he lays down some tech labs, but it looks like Machine is moving into the middle of the map with tons of speedlings at this point, and he should be able to clean this up pretty well because of this extremely low siege tank count.
Yeah, those bunkers are doing fairly well, but there are just so many banelings. They're just going to take out all those tanks. That last bunker looks like it's going to fall, and even some more banelings coming in from behind. But more reinforcements from QXC going to come in. It looks like QXC is going to retain control of the middle of the map.
Yeah, managing to hold on to map control by the skin of his teeth here. You know, these Lings and Banes may barely be able to clean up that ball. And it looks like he's going to try to make a move here. Needs really good usage of the Banelings here. That's what this is going to come down to. Managing to chase off these Marines, but I got to commend QXC on excellent splits there. I don't think a single Baneling really got more than 3 Marines at any given point. So now QXC's in a pretty decent position. We'll have to see how much reinforcement Machine can come out with here.
Oh, some nice micro. Picks up those Thors with the medevacs. Those things literally had about 10 life left.
Wow, yeah.
That was close.
34 and 16 on both of them. And, you know, I wonder, with picking them up, is that what it did? It saved them from the fungal growths?
No, there were Zerglings attacking it.
Okay.
And also there was fungal growth coming in, so
yeah,
it was
with the Thor being picked up,
good.
does the fungal only hit the medevac at that point, or does it?
It doesn't hurt. Yeah, it doesn't hurt what's inside of it.
Yeah, so I think, you know, with the damage bonus, doing 30 plus I don't know the new badge damage with the fungal, but both those Thor would have died to that fungal growth. That was pretty sick from QXC.
And a drop from QXC coming down the bottom of the base of Machine to the main. He might be able to take out this hive. He's got a lot of Marines.
Yeah, definitely 2 medevacs and only 1 spine crawler back there. Machine's got to pull back his Zerglings and try to do what he can, but if he can get these into a great position, as he just have, it's going to be these Banelings that do the trick.
Uh-oh, Banelings.
So it looks like, you know, Machine is really trying to hold on with this. We see, you know, Corruptors popping right now, and it looks like he's going for like a I almost called them Marines. Wow, Zerglings, Banelings, Infestors, and Broodlords. That's you know, a very gas-heavy unit composition to be going. He's really gonna have to.
That's a pretty sick army.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be unstoppable if you get it going enough. But Viking's already out for QXC, so he kind of sees this coming. And I gotta say, for Machine to really support this, you know, he's got to hold on to these Infestors, absolutely.
Another drop at the top of the map.
And he's got to get this 5th because he really needs this gas to support this extremely expensive unit comp. So a lot of Zerglings getting up there now, killing a few Marines, but they're not going to go too well. It's going to be these Banelings and these fungal growths that really clean this up. So Broodlord's even coming in up there, and I don't know that he wants to particularly reveal them.
And that one hatchery does go down, so sort of a successful drop here.
Yeah, QXC doing a lot of damage there, considering, you know, he is still running. I mean, he's got 4 bases right now. And they're just all operating, you know, at none of them encountering any problems at all. Even his main isn't even mined out, so Broodlord's coming in here, but they're going to be cleaned up pretty quick to all these Vikings.
Yeah, he's not protecting these Broodlords at all, and he's just losing a Machine throwing away his
how
Broodlords. What is he doing?
This is just, yeah, it's a terrible choice of engagement here. So many Broodlords dying. Now he's going to come in with these Infestors, and as I said earlier, if he loses these Infestors, he's essentially lost the game, so he's got to be really careful with these. But he does manage to clean up all those siege tanks and stuff. But at this point, you know, look at Machine's top base, that 4th that he took, it's still not put back down.
Yeah, and it looks like QXC took out that other expansion, so Machine is on 3 bases now, while QXC's on 4.
Yeah, that's, I mean, I'm not sure, but the last time I checked, that's not a good position to be in as Zerg. I don't know, what do you think, Eon?
That was, this was another instance of Machine not having his army ready to go and attack. Like the previous attack we saw in Muta showing up way too late to the fight. And here we saw the Broodlord show up to the fight before the rest of the army got there. And he could have crushed that army so much easier if he would have had all his stuff together.
Yeah.
And he just throws away his Broodlords.
Gotta completely agree with you on that one. He did have a lot of Broodlords. There were 7-ish Broodlords there, you think?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. And if he had have used those Infestors to support the Broodlords by killing off those Vikings, probably would have cleaned this whole thing up. But now he finds himself in this position where not only is he down economically, but he's down army-wise. And look, his drop going down at the top is going to deny QXC's expansion once again. He actually dropped on the non-existent attempted expand from Machine again. You know, QXC dropping these Marines down here, and you see them cleaning up drones. Just an absolute mess at this point for Machine. So
Machine is taking out some SCVs though at that 4th base of QXC, dropping some infested Terran, doing some funkles on that.
Where did he? I'm looking at the planetary right now, and I see all these idle SCVs.
Yeah, above the planetary, there's 2 infestors hanging out up there.
It looks like they're going to be cleaned up now with this scan, but
QXC pressuring to the 4th, I guess, of Machine, taking out more drones, and he's just deadly with these drops this game.
yeah, doing a lot of damage. And he's killed so many hatcheries and just kept Machine running all over the board, running amok.
He's got 50 worker kills. QXC's killed 50 workers so far this game.
That's obnoxious.
And once again, Machine has got 2 Broodlords just hanging out.
I'm looking at him, yep, just getting killed by these Vikings, and it's...
He just needs the GG. This is over.
Yeah, there's the GG from Machine, and you know, very, very nice. The good luck in the rest of the tournament. As we said, this was for the Electronic Sports World Cup, but solid play here from QXC.
Yeah, he was all over with those drops. At the beginning of the game, the drops didn't work out too well because the mutas were out, and Machine was on top of with the mutas. He took out like 2 drops before they did anything, but after the mutas were gone, QXC had to run to the map. He was all over the place, and that was kind of the end of him, the end of Machine after that.
Yeah, honestly I would have liked to see some Roach play out of Machine to bust that Blue Flame Hellion contain so he could take a 3rd. You know,
yeah, his 3rd was really delayed this game.
Yeah, QXC actually dropped his 3rd before Machine dropped his 3rd, and you know that's already lining up for the situation. And then with that added bad control, as we observed, it just spelled the end. But there are another 2 games left in this series, so good luck in tournament. God, I'll edit that one out. But all right, well, great game between these 2 guys, and yeah, that wraps it up. Thanks, Eon, for casting with me.
No problem. I had some fun.
All right.